Welcome everyone to this morning's rebirthing. If you're catching this on the replay, it's Sunday, June 30th, and today we're going to be doing the Unloading Your Pain and Fear 1 Kriya. So for anyone new joining me for Kundalini Yoga, if this is your first time, we start each practice, each class with the tuning in with what's called the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Then we'll talk for a bit and jump into the practice. So if you want to start just coming into sitting comfortably, I'm going to sit at my desk just because it's easier for me to teach because I have my computer and my book. But I would recommend for this Kriya to sit in either like on a meditation cushion on the floor if you want to have your hips propped up. This meditation, this Kriya and practice specifically is not too physical. You can actually do it sitting up in bed as long as you can get your spine straight enough. If your bed has a hard enough surface and you can sit up straight, or also the couch could also be comfortable to support your lower back because we are going to be sitting up straight for a bit. So if you want to start just finding that comfortable position, grounding down, just noticing your sits bones hitting the surface below you, and we'll start to rub our palms together. Bring them into the chest. Start to just notice your breathing, the pace of your breathing, the temperature of your breathing. If it feels comfortable for you, I'll invite you to slowly close your eyes down. Press your palms in together and bring them to the center of your chest. Press in at the center of the chest because we want to activate the thymus gland. Close your eyes down gently if you haven't already. Start to bring your gaze with your eyes closed down up and in at your third eye. And just hold that gaze there, see how it feels. Bring your awareness back to your breathing. Bring your awareness once again to your sits bones, where they meet the surface below you. And from the point where your sits bones meet the surface below you, I'm going to invite you to continue looking up and in at your third eye and start to imagine golden roots extending from your sits bones down into the surface below you. Still maintaining contact with that third eye. Imagine those golden roots extending through the floor, however many floors they need to go, down through the top surface of the ground, the soil, the foliage, down through the crust of the earth. Keep imagining those golden roots extending downward. And only stop when you reach the iron crystal core at the center of the earth. And you can imagine that crystal core, any color crystal you'd like, and then just start to watch as those golden roots wrap around that iron crystal core. Breathing normally here, still looking up and in at the third eye. Golden roots wrapping around the core of the earth. And when you've done that, bring your awareness back up to your sits bones. And at our sits bones here, we're going to start to apply Mula Bandha. So we're going to start to pull up gently on the rectum, sex organs, and in at the navel. This is our root lock. So just pull up and in, see how that feels. Rectum, sex organs, navel. Squeeze up, relax. Just become comfortable with that root lock because we'll use it throughout the practice. Notice your breathing. Together, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Suspend the breath, keep looking up and in, find that root lock again. tuck your chin in slightly, straighten your spine. Exhale. Let's do that again. Take a deep breath in. Extend the breath, or hold the breath. Extend the spine. Pull up on your root lock. Keep looking up and in at your third eye. Pull, pull, pull on the root lock. Exhale. And on this next breath in, we'll tune in. Deep breath in. Exhale. We'll now begin the Mangalacharan mantra for protection of the practice. Take a deep breath in. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugad Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siddhi Gurudeve Name. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Relax the posture. Slowly come back into the space. And we're actually going to get started with some spinal warm-ups right away today. We're going to go ahead and just start with some spinal flexes. So wherever you ended up finding by way of comfortable place to sit, again, if you're on the couch, this is fine. Bed, this is fine. We're just going to sit up straight, keep the spine straight, so straight that it's almost like there's an invisible string going through our spinal column. And if we just pull up on that string, we just feel our vertebrae just straighten. We're going to apply just a slight chin lock. We don't want to be flailing our chin like this as we start to move our spine. We're going to keep our chin parallel with the floor, and we're going to take a deep breath in and bring our shoulders forward. As we inhale, flex the spine forward, almost like we're doing cat-cow, but we're remaining in a seated position. Inhale, and then we're going to exhale, curve back, bring the navel into the spine because the belly's emptying from air on the exhale. Inhale forward, exhale back. Go ahead, keep going with that. And you can start really slow if you're just warming up for today, for this morning. Just start really slow. Inhale forward, exhale back. It's just a simple sitting cat-cow, and all we're doing is just warming up the spine and starting to move the cerebral spinal fluid up and down the spine. And I'm going to go, while you guys do that, I'm going to go ahead and just talk a little bit about the practice. So I mentioned today we're doing unloading your pain and fear, which I think just even in the title is kind of a heavy topic, or can be kind of a daunting title, like how are we going to address this? And really, like all rebirthing practices, we're going to go straight into the subconscious, which is the storehouse of memory. And a lot of times when I talk about the subconscious, and even as I started to understand the premise behind the subconscious, I thought I got it, and then I started deepening into meditation. I always heard the quote from Carl Jung, and I have this on my website: until you make the unconscious conscious, it will rule your life and you will call it fate. And I think for a long time was operating like, well, I know what's going on in my head. I think I get it. And then I started going deeper into these rebirthing practices and into my subconscious, because that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to invoke or put ourselves in what some people would call like a hypnosis to get into that part of the brain and clear it out. I started going into these meditations, and I started realizing that there was a lot more there than I thought there was, and that was okay because I had a practice. And I really think once we have the practice and we have the awareness that we can go in and kind of do like a sweep of the subconscious and a sweep of these thoughts and belief systems that are actually in a very deep and real way affecting our external reality. Once I knew that I had the tool to go in and work with that, I became very, very committed to it, and that's why I'm offering these practices today. So go ahead and come straight up to center. Take a deep breath in. Look up and in at your third eye. Go ahead and start to pull up on that Mula Bandha, your root lock. Squeeze the Mula Bandha like you're squeezing energy up the central channel of your spine. Exhale. Great. And then go ahead and just breathe normally there. Next, we're going to move into a second spinal warm-up. This is called Siri Om. Really what you're trying to do is just stir your torso like your hips are forming a big bowl or a big cauldron, or you have like a big salad in a bowl, and you're going to use your torso to just mix up everything that's in the bowl. So you're just gonna move your torso around, and the breath here is on the way back. We're gonna pull the navel into the spine. Exhale. On the way back forward, we're gonna inhale, exhale, inhale. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can actually close your eyes down, bring your awareness up and into the third eye. Inhale forward, exhale back. We're just going to be here for a minute or two, and then we're going to switch directions. Again, just warming up the energy at the base of the spine to prepare for the practice. Then we're going to move into a little bit of breath work, and we're going to begin. So the subconscious mind, I really think as like I heard a professional therapist describe it this way, that it's really like one of those big, hefty black garbage bags, and you can't really see what's in it until you actually like stick your head in it and start going through it. But nevertheless, we all have like this black garbage bag, this mystery bag of stuff that we're carrying around, and it gets heavy. And it's really a normal part of being human, is that our garbage bag, it gets heavy, and these practices allow us to really go into that garbage bag, clean some stuff out. So we're walking around, we're still going to be walking around with some stuff. We're all still going through that process. But we can do things to lighten the load and make this human experience, this earth experience, easier. And the more of these we do, it has been my direct personal experience that I just feel lighter, and with that, I'm able to show up as the person that I want to be. It's easier for me to show up as the person that I want to be because I don't have all these thoughts and belief systems that are maybe unconsciously inhibiting me from doing that. So go ahead and just switch directions, nice and slow. up and in at the third eye. Inhale forward, exhale back. If it feels good for you, you can start to widen the motion. Really get that stretch through the hips, through the torso. Just 1 or 2 more minutes here. Now, as we prepare for this practice, this is a rebirthing practice. So if you've ever heard anyone talk about, any mothers talk about their birth story and what that was, what that experience was like, you've probably heard all different types of stories. Maybe, very sorry. I usually cannot get through a yoga class without this guy helping out. Have you ever heard anyone talk about their birth story? Any mothers talk about their birth story. There's always a wide range of stories and experiences that mothers have had, and I really think as we go into this process together, this rebirthing process, it's important to just bring that into our awareness, because everyone's experience is going to be super, super different. There's some times when I do these kriyas that I'm able to really drop in, get into a deep meditative space. I have all sorts of visions. I feel like I leave the planet. And then there are some times that I walk away from the practice and I'm like, I'm really not sure anything happened. Now I've been studying Kundalini yoga for over a year now, and I know that at a subtle level, something is always happening in this practice. You can be sure of that. But there's just a wide range of experiences that could come up. Go ahead and take a deep breath in, come to center. Pull up on your root lock, look up and in at your third eye, squeeze the energy up through the central channel. Squeeze, sip in just a little bit more air. Exhale. And then just meditate. Now bring your hands into Gyan Mudra. So index fingers to thumb tips. And just sit and breathe naturally. Now, we're going to do one more little breath warm up, and then we're going to jump right into the practice. A few last things I'll add here as we start this practice. I'm really going to invite you to tune into and trust your own intuition. We're going to start this practice, and pretty much immediately, it's common right out of the gate, just like any woman that's about to give birth, it can get uncomfortable pretty quick. And I bring that up not to scare you, but to empower you and kind of give you a sense of what's coming. In that a lot of times the uncomfortableness is actually it's not so much physical discomfort, although we might perceive it that way. It's actually that we're very quickly going to start unloading the subconscious, which means that energy and emotions that were repressed are going to pretty much immediately start coming up into your electromagnetic field. It's actually going to very quickly also start changing the color of your aura. So you might feel this on an energetic level. So understand that that's happening. And if you start doing these practices, it's very normal for this stuff to start coming up. And there could be a part of your mind, we all have this calcified part of our mind where it's almost 10:30 on a Sunday. What are you usually doing at this time? If you're tempted to like shut your computer screen and say, I actually don't want to do this when you're 2 months into the practice, just know that that's probably because you have all this energy coming up, and it's so normal that once we start releasing that, we just want to duck out before the magic happens. So one of the things I always say to people I'm working with, specifically with these rebirthing kriyas, is just hang out until the end. Even if you have to take breaks and just engage with long, deep breathing, make it to the end of the practice where I'm going to play gong and music. That way we can clear up any residual energy that we've brought to the surface as we've started to engage in this practice. All right, so let's just start some breath of fire, because we want to just open up the nadis, the energy channels, a little bit more so we can deepen into the practice. If this is your first time doing breath of fire, I'm going to invite you to start with your hands on your belly. And we're going to, the easiest way to learn breath of fire is actually to breathe like a puppy. So I'm going to invite you to actually stick your tongue out and then just start to pant like a puppy. Your hands are on your belly because I want you to feel the navel pump that happens when we engage in breath of fire. It's equal parts inhale and exhale. And on the inhale, your belly's pushing forward. On the exhale, your navel's pulling in at the spine. And then when you feel like you have the hang of it, go ahead and close your mouth and bring the breath up to the nose. And then when you have that down, I'm going to invite you to bring your fingertips into the palm of your hands, extend your thumbs out, and then bring your hands up at 60 degrees, up out at your sides like this, and then resume breath of fire. Eyes can close down, look up and in at the third eye. If it feels comfortable for you, you can start to pull a slight Mula Bandha. Mula Bandh. We're not here long, 15 more seconds. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Bring the thumb tips to touch. Stretch your fingertips up. Stretch up, 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 up. Take another sip of breath in. Squeeze up on the root lock. Look up and in at the third eye. Squeeze the energy up. Exhale, slowly sweep your arms out at your sides, cleansing your aura, your electromagnetic field with that energy. Breathe normally here. Relax. We're going to start the Kriya in just a moment. So at this point, I'm just going to invite you to set any intentions you want for the practice. And it could just be that no matter what, you're going to stay until the end of the video. And you're going to listen and you're just going to stay in the energetic space. Or maybe you're coming into this class, this video with a different energy, and you're saying, I've done a few rebirthing practices now, and I'm going to go all in, and I'm going to commit. And even when it gets uncomfortable, not while ignoring your body's intuition and a true need to stop the practice, but even when the practice just gets uncomfortable, maybe even just emotionally, you're going to stick with it. So go ahead and take just one more moment, set that intention now, and re-find your sits bones below you, where they meet the surface. Start to ground again. Find those golden roots that are wrapped around the iron crystal core of the earth, grounding you for the practice. There's no breaks in between these exercises, so we're going to go ahead and move immediately one to the next. We're going to start by bringing our thumbs into our Mercury mound. So that's the fleshy part, that fleshy circle under your pinky. Pinky is your Mercury finger. So we're going to bring our thumbs into that fleshy part, and then we're going to go ahead and take our fingers and split them like this. So there's a V in between our middle finger and our ring finger, and we're going to hold that hand mudra as long as we can, the best that we can. And then we're going to bring our hands down at our sides, holding the hand mudra, and we're going to start to alternate our hands, and they're going to cross in front of each other. We're going to start slow. Just get used to that motion. Spine stays straight. Hold the hand mudra and just start alternating the arms back and forth. Now, as you get more comfortable with this posture, I'm going to invite you to pick up the pace and really extend the depth, the range of how your rib cage is moving. So we really want to pick up the pace and start to do this fast fast enough to the point where the breath actually gets heavy and the breath pattern changes. So keep going with that. Move from the shoulders. It has to be from the shoulder blade, allowing the upper body and rib cage to twist with the arms. Keep going. Keep going. Separate the lower body and the upper body and accelerate the Mercury. That's what we're doing. We are accelerating our power of communication. We want to talk to the unknown. This is what the preparation is. Get into the act. And again, we're trying to go fast enough where the breath pattern starts to change, gets heavier.
Battery 90%. Connected to Ollie's iPhone.
Separate the lower body and the upper body and accelerate the Mercury. So we're calling in the energy of Mercury right now. That's why we're engaging with the Mercury mound. Keep going. Do the best you can. We are all here under stress, but the question is, why do we get stressed? When the lungs do not have the power to soak the blood with the oxygen required, you get stressed. It is a simple thing. The whole problem starts from the breath of life. The oxygen the body needs is sometimes not available. You breathe shallowly. I'm asking you to work hard and work fast and move fast so that the oxygen can have its own rhythm and your diaphragm may give you the oxygen you need. Move heavily and breathe heavily. If you fall out of the position, if it just becomes too much, you can sit, engage in long, deep breathing, and then whenever you're ready, just find that hand mudra again and re-engage with the position with power as fast as you can. Again, we're doing this motion because we're ultimately, first off, we're calling in the energy of Mercury, but this motion is actually going to start to change the aura. And we do something like this at the beginning of each rebirthing practice because we're essentially targeting certain areas of the subconscious when we do these practices. You're almost there. A few minutes left. 3 minutes left. Move, move, move. This is where a lot of the work is. This is most of the work here. We're getting it done early, out of the way early. You're doing great. Keep going. twisting the torso. This twisting motion is very, very detoxifying because we have all of our main organs in our central channel here. So when we twist, we're actually like wringing out all of the stuck energy and toxins in our organs. So if you're like, oh, this is a lot, I've been there, keep going, less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. We're going to work hard now so we can release what's not serving us, release the garbage to be free of it. We work hard in these energetic practices to release and be free, move into our own personal liberation. That's what we're doing here. And I get the question a lot, like, well, what's in my subconscious? Well, first off, from ages 0 to 7 in adolescence, our brain waves are in this state of theta. So anything we are around, we absorb in childhood. So we have a lot of conditioning and thought forms and patterns from that, just from our lineage and our caretakers. Things that we are absorbing in TV, movies, music, radio, so media. I mean, I could go on and on with what's in the subconscious, and ultimately it doesn't matter because you're twisting the toxins out, you're twisting the energies out. We're just going to release it. We don't need to go through it. We're just going to release it. Almost there. 30 seconds. Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Last push. Last push. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax the posture. And now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and concentrate at the tip of your nose. So actually, if you want to, before you close your eyes, just bring your finger, your index finger out in front of you. Look at the pad of your index finger. Maintain visual contact with the pad of your index finger, and then bring your index finger to the tip of your nose. That's the tip of your nose, and you're going to go ahead and close your eyes down. That's how I like to do it. The hand mudra is we're going to extend the arms out in front and make a cup of the hands. So it's like this. And it's almost like we're looking at the tip of the nose, but the cup is out in front of us. And the arms are pretty straight, but I don't think the elbows need to be like that straight. It's more delicate, it's more casual than that. The arms are lifted to about 15 degrees above parallel so that the hands are in front of the face. So go ahead and start that hand mudra, close down the eyes, bring the eyes inward to the tip of the nose, and do your best to just maintain your focus and not take your awareness from the tip of your nose. We do this for a very specific reason. This eye, it's called a drishti. This eye gaze is going to directly stimulate the pituitary and pineal gland, and basically the glandular system right at the center of our skull. So go ahead and keep holding that mudra. Eyes stay closed at the tip of the nose. And in this posture, I'm going to invite you to imagine water flowing from your hands. Continue holding the posture, arms extended out in front of you, eyes closed, gaze at the tip of the nose. And I'm going to invite you to start imagining that you're giving water away, that you have people coming up to you, and from your hands, people that need water are taking water from you. They're coming up to you, cup in hand, and you're offering water from the palms of your hands, and they're taking the water. Maintain the posture. Continue with that visual. You're generously giving water away. Maintaining the posture with your arms extended out in front of you and your eyes closed down with your gaze at the tip of your nose. We are asking you to transform yourself into a fish and start swimming at the bottom of the ocean. This is a mental exercise. Transform yourself into a fish and start walking at the bottom of the ocean. It's called lobster's walk. 60% of the body is water. If the body can be balanced and in proportion, health can be resumed. Fatigue can be gone, and stress will be over. Set yourself. And remember, do not take the sight from the tip of the nose, and do your best not to open your eyes. Do the experiment and walk at the bottom of the ocean. Again, this is a mental exercise. You need to use the power of the mind over the body to walk at the bottom of the ocean. You start giving your body's water away. It is absolutely a mental exercise. It has nothing to do with the body, but just see what it does. Give the water away. Give the water to the thirsty. Quench the thirst of the universe. You're still walking on the bottom of the ocean. A little bit longer. Focus on your walk at the bottom of the ocean. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, relax the hand mudra. Now we're going to bring our hands to the navel point, left out, under, right over. You're just going to rest them like right under your navel point, right here, still sitting. And we're going to concentrate deeply at the third chakra, so right below the navel point. There's a spongy area where if you press into it, you'll feel like some discomfort. There's a bunch of nerves there. The hands left under right are just going to sit cupped at the navel point and just bring all of your awareness to the navel point. Eyes are still closed and gaze is at the tip of the nose. all of your attention to the navel point. Concentrate deeply on that third chakra, your solar plexus chakra, your will chakra. Stay focused. If you find your mind wandering, keep redirecting your awareness back to your solar plexus chakra, right below your navel point. Focus on that area. Stay focused on the navel point. Focus on the navel point. Okay, now keeping the hands in the same position, begin pressing them into the navel point, that sensitive area right underneath your navel. Press both hands into the navel and begin breath of fire. So this is that puppy dog breath again, but we're going through the nose. Eyes should be closed still at the tip of the nose. And I'm doing it really, really fast. The goal is to try to do it as fast as you can. My pace can certainly be different than yours. Go as fast and as hard as you can. The instructions are to hammer it. So really press into that navel point and blast off with breath of fire as hard as you can. Keep going. You're doing great. Breath of fire burns up the garbage in the body. Give your body a fresh start in this year of prosperity. If you can do breath of fire at this moment heavily from the navel point while pressing the navel point with both hands and moving and measuring the movement as powerfully as you can, it will release for you a new set of energy in a couple of minutes. So this is it. We're basically dumping the subconscious right now. This is our chance, and it's the heavy breath of fire that's going to cleanse the energy from the navel point. This is your time to push. Keep going. You're more than halfway there. Keep going. Keep going. We're using the breath of fire and the sound of the gong to burn up this energy from the subconscious, to release it, to empty the garbage bag. This is our chance. This is where it counts. Keep breathing. Press into the navel. Close the eyes down. Look at the tip of the nose. It's okay if you've fallen out of any of these. Just keep re-engaging the best you can. Stay in this space. Stick with it. We're almost done. We're almost through. Unload your pain. Unload your fear with the breath and with the gong. We're doing the work now. "30 seconds. "15 seconds. Inhale. Inhale deep. Pretend you are standing on a high platform and are about to leap in a body of water. Keep holding the breath. Take that position. How will you leap? Take another little inhale if you need to. Take that position. How will you leap? From a height of, say, 30 or 40 feet into the water. Take that position. Exhale. Take a deep breath in again. Presume that you are going to leap in the water down there. Take that posture. Get ready like you're about to jump in. Keep holding the breath. Keep holding the breath. Let your body do what it intuitively is doing. Exhale. Inhale again. Last time. Inhale. Hold the breath. Hold the breath. Take that leaping position. Take the leaping position. Exhale. Leap. Relax. Now continue meditating at the navel point with long, deep breathing. Continue meditating at the navel point. Continue meditating at the navel point. Long, deep breathing. Long, deep breathing. Hands are in the same posture. Eyes are closed down, still looking at the tip of the nose. Now we're going to do that same exercise one more time. So take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Pretend you are standing on a high platform and are about to leap into a body of water. Take that position. How will you leap? From a height of, say, 30 or 40 feet, take the position. Exhale. Inhale again. Presume that you are going to leap into the water down there. Take that position. And exhale. Inhale deep again. This is your last chance. Inhale and hold the breath. Take a leaping stance. Hold the breath. leap, and relax. Breathe normally here, and then raise your hands up above you and start shaking your hands and the body, especially the shoulders and rib cage. Just start shaking. We're shaking out the stress. Get rid of the stress. Close your eyes. Go wild. Shake up the rib cage because that's where the breath is imprisoned. Shake from the ribs. Make sure you're twisting your torso. Keep shaking. Shake. Shake your body. Shake out the stress. That's what we're doing. Shake up the rib cage. That's where the breath is imprisoned. That's where the dungeon is. Move. Move the upper area. Move and shake up. Go crazy. Close your eyes. I want the spirit to be free from your own dungeon, the rib cage. I want you to move the upper body and release. Keep going, shake. You're shaking out your stress right now. More than halfway there. Keep going. Shake out your stress. Move the rib cage. Release the breath. Keep shaking. One minute left. 1 minute. Shake as hard as you can. Shake it out. You don't need the stress. Let it go now. More seconds. Give it all you got. Shake away the stress. Shake away the energy. We're somatically releasing the stuck energy. We'll be able to move easier and freer, and our garbage bag is going to be lighter. Okay, now begin clapping your hands for 20 seconds. Okay, now we're going to whistle for 20 seconds. Just do the best you can. Now we're going to cough for 20 seconds. Just give it all you got. Just start coughing. Keep coughing. Keep coughing. 10 more seconds. Okay, now we're going to sneeze for 20 seconds. Achoo! Achoo! Just do the motion, make the sounds like you're sneezing. Achoo! Achoo! All right, last few sneezes. Now we're going to laugh with a wide open mouth and wide open eyes. 20 seconds. Give me your best laugh. Keep going. Keep going. Best laugh, wide open eyes. This seems silly, but we're wiring in new neural pathways in relation to all of the garbage that we just dumped. So keep going. We're happy. Yeah, wide eyes. Very good. All right, now we're going to inhale deep and begin pumping the navel point for 20 seconds. So this is like breath of fire with the breath held. So take a deep breath in. Pump the navel, 20 seconds. Pump the navel halfway there. This is the last thing we have to do here. Exhale. Get ready to do that again. Take a deep breath in. Pump the navel, 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Last time, deepest breath in. Pump the navel. Ten, 5. Exhale. Relax. Relax. And slowly come down, making your way to your back, where we will rest for Shavasana. And Shavasana is so important after a practice like this because we just moved a lot of energy. We have all these, we get all of these patterns in our brain that become very calcified. Like, I call them, like, I say the mind is like a highway system with all of these roads, and some of those roads are well-worn. We drive them all the time. There are habits and patterns that we're completing every day. And the thinner, like, back roads are potentiality. So we just shook up a lot of those calcified patterns, and we just released a lot. So please relax down on your back, and we'll just let our bodies change and integrate and adjust what we just moved. Close your eyes down.
जो निंद करे इन ग्रहण की जो
Start to wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingertips. Wiggle your toes again and wiggle your ankles, up your legs, your fingertips, your forearms up to your shoulders. If it feels comfortable for you, you can cat stretch left or right or come to lay on your side. And slowly, however is most comfortable for you, bring yourself up to a seated position. Taking your time. Taking your time. And we're just going to close out the session in just a moment, but I'll be posting a lot on Instagram, and I'm hoping to get some stuff up on my website in the next few days about rebirthing aftercare. But there are a few things I want to mention now. First of all, this was big work. So honor that and be with that and enjoy that and surrender to whatever that means for you, that you showed up here today and you did this. And take care of yourself, with that being said. Be gentle on yourself. It's very normal to perhaps continue to experience a bit of a purge of like what we shook out somatically today. And that, has a varying amount of integration, has a varying amount of time for everybody. Sometimes people can integrate this stuff really quickly, and sometimes it, could take longer. So trust your body, trust your intuition. At the physical level, practices that I find really supportive for post-rebirthing is, number one, immediately go get outside, get into the sun, spend some time in nature, touch a tree, touch some grass, ground yourself, get some vitamin D, like go out into the sun without sunscreen for even just 5 minutes and get the rays of the sun on you if you can. Because in some ways you're emerging anew. You're like, you have a newborn energy to you, in that you're now going to be experiencing yourself having just let go of a lot. And like I said, integration of that is going to be different for everybody. Water to just flush out your system, just extra hydration. I love to add a squeeze of lemon or lime or orange to get some extra vitamin C, because it's just super potent to have like any little bit of extra nutrition or micronutrients you can get to support these practices. If you find that memories are still coming up, take deep breaths. Reach out if you need additional support. And one thing that's very, very common post-rebirthing, especially after a practice like this with a deep dump, is dreams for the next few days, or maybe even beyond that, like really intense dreams. So just pay attention to that, and just be there for yourself. Be there for yourself, and know that you did this work today because you were ready for it. I think that's really key. I don't think people end up with these things on accident. But again, this is the work that I love to do. So if you have questions, just shoot me a message. I'm happy to offer any support that I can. Let's go ahead and close out. Bring the palms together once again at the center of the chest. Kundalini Yoga, we close out the practice with the longtime sun invocation, and it's really just a way of tapping into the gratitude for our practice and then sending the blessings of our practice out to everyone else in our world, all of our loved ones, and even people that we have yet to meet. So I'll invite you to just take a deep breath in. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Take a deep breath in for one Satnam. Satnam, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. I will see you next week. And please, if you have any questions, take me up on the offer, send me a message. Or just feedback on the session. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much.